Hello, everybody. Thank you for pointing out the title problem. I thought I updated it and it didn't update, so I do apologize on my behalf for that one. Bit of an oof on my end, but I am just going to get all the spectator drafts and everything up and running. Thank you, Goose. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Um, but I hope the title has updated. I don't know why it has not been updating because I typed it in even like as early as like an hour before the stream started, so maybe I just didn't click the done button just yet. So okay, the draft is there we go. Okay, it's updated. All right, it's just loading all the champions. So let's just get this running. All up and nice. Excuse me, but welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your evenings. Hope you had a lovely weekend. I hope all those F1 enjoyers are very happy with the win that Oscar Piastri came with. First win was in Hungary. Looked like it was a massive dub. Hello, my love dove. Hello, my baby. I love you. My angel. But yes, so we got another banger match from Group 1. We have got Eclipse facing up against Oryx Frostbite. We are very familiar with these two teams on this channel. We have played with them a couple of times. We have played against, not against, we have casted the two of them, not against one another, but in their own respects there. It's like the loading thing is kind of like it feels weird. Why does it feel so weird? It seems like they're all ready to draft and ready to rumble. I just need to make sure I get Twitch chat out on my phone here. I don't want to mess up anything because I know like my Twitch chat is all over the place. But how's everyone's weekends been going? I know this was a hard weekend because I had to say goodbye to my baby. She went back to Joburg, so it was a very hard weekend, but made the most of our time together. And I love her very, very much. And she's the one in chat here. She's my baby. So yeah. Well, it was a bit sad, but we're gonna see each other soon. That's the whole goal. And so we only do this for a little bit, and then sooner or later we just be living together happily ever after. And I can't wait, my love. It won't be long, I promise, my angel. But we are waiting just for Champ Select to kind of get up and running. So just giving us the players about a minute or so to draft. As the draft is still not loading properly just yet, but we should be getting into game relatively. We'll get into Champ Select relatively quickly. We've seen what Oryx Frostbite has been able to do. They closed out some like crazy games in the last time they were on the stream. 2-0 very comfortably. Henio absolutely wiping the floor with people so far. And then Rocker also got to play some of that Kaiser. It was very nice of him there. We could look back at some of the games. I don't have any of the replays on me. I have them on my Twitch, but I don't have time for them necessarily at the moment. We are just waiting for the draft to get all sorted. So remake links. So the links for the draft are not working. So same for me. So we're just gonna make sure the link gets all done properly. What is it loading? So let's just reset this internal server error. Oh gosh, that is not good. That is not good. A devoid to your witcher, oh belly, oh plenty. Okay, there I go. Open sesame. Still, oh gosh, it's the draft level is just like decided it doesn't want to exist. Oh gosh, it's just broken. Like on street, like if you want to look on street, like it's. Yeah, I think Goose has been seeing it on stream now as well, like the internal errors and like so LOL Draft has decided to give us the middle finger here. It's an internal server error, so that is bye that. So they might have to be looking at some other draft tools. So LOL Draft, but I know there is a Pro Draft, so I think Pro Draft might be the option here that we're going to be seeing from these two teams. I just wait patiently for what's going to be happening there. So how do I want to do something cool here. Can I like add some like effects to this? Can I make myself look nice? A color correction? No, that's not what I want. Properties. Can I like configure my cross? How do I configure things? Can I like round it? What is it, Papa? Thank you, my lovey. So, stop it. Still gives error. Are you saying it's a link, or can we just start? I'm getting one now. Alright, just getting the links. Oh, don't be mean to my man. Okay, I promise. I promise I will not be mean. I pinky promise. Okay. But yes, we're just gonna wait for this to fix itself. When the draft links are gonna come through, just taking a minute as they just try and get it all running. So nothing to be seen there. Let's take a look. So we might be doing a different draft. But while we wait, chat, let's just hop here. Just to have a good, just a vibing moment with everybody. While I wait for the lobby to be set up. So it looks like they are going to be doing an in-game draft. They are going to be waiting the LoL draft because it seems like LoL draft has completely been just fallen off the face of the earth. So we're going to just hop into that. So we should be there in a moment, just as we wait for the champ select to go through. Shouldn't be too long. Alright, just giving them the all clear so they know that I am ready to rumble, that the stream is going to happen, and that there it go. Alright, there we go. Seems like we are going to be in. Nope, wrong one. We are into champ select, ladies and gentlemen. So what are we going to be seeing here from okay, Oofies forgot we live. No, don't stress. But we see Misfortune is going to be that target ban down the bot side. What's up, Mr. Shekosis, brother? But you should focus on your bans. We can chat all about after stream, okay? Or we can chat on the break. Just focus on your bans. And then the Maokai also going to be targeted there, so no Maokai in the jungle or support, possibly. And just lower some more of that music just a little bit. Syndra will be the priority ban in the mid lane, targeted towards Henio. The Nami is going to be taken away from Dove. So not going to be seeing Nami Lucians, not any of that hyperactive early game bot lanes from them there. But we are going to see the Volley Bear taken away. So that is a double ban. That's targeting Cutesy Cat as well as Goose. But then the Jarvan will be taken away from Blue. So now we are going to see what is going to be the priority for Oryx. Are they going to put Henio on his comfort pick? Or are they going to just go with that Seraphine again? As they're going to flex the Seraphine. Can be put in the support, can be put in mid, and can be put on bot lane. Has been played by Rocker. Has yet to be played by Henio or Dove so far. As now Amumu will be the jungle lock-in for Eclipse. We're going to be seeing something picked out by them there. As the Jinx will be the lock-in. That is going to be Jinx in the bot lane. Big hyper carry. As Kindred going to be up for Bloom. Just going to take that immediately. Looks like they're going through the same team comp, which they have been very successful on before. Tried and tested with the Seraphine and the Kale and the Kindred. Just 2 hyper carries. And then likely going to be picking an Enchanter engage. Or even a disengage Enchanter like the Janna to pair it with that Seraphine. Could be very good, especially keeping the Kindred and the Kale alive. Getting them out of that Sacred Lamb. And getting out of that sacred, the ulti, Kindred ulti. Yes, that one. That's the right one. That's the right words. But then Yorick is going to be that top lane pick. So Yorick was open. And Cutesy Cat will take that with absolute pleasure. As Lulu will be the next ban. And Set. Seems like team have already prepared all these bans. So now we are going to be seeing who is going to take game 1. So now then this... As the prediction will begin, be sure to spend your points wisely. By spending your points wisely, I mean spend all of them. Do not hold back. Make sure you use all your points very wisely. But the wisest way is spend all of them. So we are then also going to see the Janna and the Lute actually being banned away. So the Janna is actually going to be taken away by Frostbite themselves rather than picking it. As Milio will be the hyper carry there to pair with the Jinx. Going to be a very just standard hyper carry and scaling support in that bot side with the engaged jungle as well as the just top lane split pusher. So they're going to be a lot of split push potential here. But again, they have just gone 1-for-1, the same team comp that they played earlier this week. Well, earlier this week, I mean like about 2 days ago, the team comp that they were able to pull off, and it went quite well. And it is just a very well-rounded scaling, tank, engage, and disengage team comp, that Ornn is going to be logged in. Shikos is just going to play that. Not going to be too much of a problem, as this is just a very cookie cutter comp here from Oryx, something they have played before. I assume this is what they do practice. But they are going to rely heavily on that late game rather than that early game, which is going to suffer just a little bit. Especially with the Jinx and Amelia, who do scale quite nicely. They're going to need to pick something that does have a little bit more early game pressure. So the Lux might be just that pick going into this game here. It could be a very solid game, especially for Eclipse if they can get that snowball onto the Jinx, and the Amelia can make really good use of her extra range, especially likes against a Kindred and a Kayle, who will eventually outrange them in the late game. So either one of these teams have to win the early to get late. And Kayle is not particularly easy, especially against a Lux, who is going to have a very, very substantial advantage in lane with that extra bit of range. And then Kindred also just going to be farming a little bit, going to have that little bit of a disadvantage in the early game. And the Ornn will try and challenge the Yorick, but Yorick once gets that one Sheen item, does get level 6, will be a bit of a nightmare to push with there. Amelia and Rakan, not generally very aggressive. Well, Rakan generally a very aggressive support. Amelia, not so much so, as that is just going to be a very just well-relaxed lane, just keeping Jinx alive at all costs. But I'd like to hear everyone else's thoughts on this upcoming matchup. Who do we think is going to take game one? Who do we think is going to close out this series? Who do we think is going to take the lead? Who's going to put that one foot in the door, and who's going to be taking that top spot in Group 1, especially with this last round for the week? The last game for the week, as we do have the Marmite men playing tonight as well. And that is, unfortunately, a game I was not able to catch. So good luck over to both teams there. It's I believe it's the Marmite boys. And who was it? It was the Marmite boys and the Marmite men and Oryx Nightbane. And then we do have another game, Aurora Nightshade vs Spiderlillies on the 25th, which I will be trying to catch. I'll try and catch as many of these as I can. So apologies if I'm not able to catch them. I start university this week, so it's like again. Hey, my man. I'm sorry I wasn't able to catch your game. I'm sorry I'm not able to catch your game. Good to see you managed to get to this game. I'm well, very glad I got to play this game nonetheless. But I'm just glad to have you to be here. But I'm sorry I haven't been able to catch a game, Kyle. It was just never like. I promise I will be. Don't you worry. Like start uni tomorrow. I would have taken more games, but I'll see how the week goes. Just take them as it is, because now I've got 3 modules. But hear this out. So last semester, one of my main modules, the lecturer decided to leave. The lecturer in the middle of at the beginning of the year said she's not going to be teaching us second semester. So I was like, take note, umpire pause at the start, so don't quit the spectate. Okay, got you. No stress. But yeah, so I had my main lecturer for my main module, but she said she was going to leave at the beginning of first semester, and she wasn't going to be a second semester. So I was like, okay, that's not too bad, because she's a nice person, she's lovely, but as a lecturer, she did not help very much. Huge upset is incoming. Whew. Citadel's Henio washed. Yo, that's talking some big smackaroony. So now we don't have. Now they told us at the beginning of the semester that our module, the main module, is going to be taken by our secondary modules lecturer. But now that secondary module does not have a lecturer. We don't have a lecturer on campus. We are getting lectured by someone in Durban, online, because they don't have a lecturer to teach us for our last semester. So out of my 3 modules I have, the 3 core modules I have, I only have lecturers for 2 of them. And I have only have the third one once a week. And so, like, why not just be the lecturer? Dude, I wish, man. I wish. I don't know these things. I don't know. We're learning about augmented reality and stuff, which is going to be quite cool. And learn how to make that properly. But this semester is more about finding jobs, setting us up for the work design world, the working world, etc., etc. So that's kind of the premise of it. They want us to be better in the real world. They don't want us to suffer when we hit the big leagues. By the big leagues, I mean, man, smart F can do it easy. I wish. Yeah, but I tell you, the people here in Cape Town, I tell you, they think they're the bee's knees. They think they're the. Oh, so are you in BSc IT? So now I'm not in BSc IT. I'm in BA Digital Design. So it's graphic design. That's what I'm in at this present moment. because I don't have that kind of brain, but I'm looking to go into like the marketing advertising field because I'm really like the whole design thing is just not I'm not fitting the whole. I like being creative, but I just sometimes I find it's too competitive for me. But I strive a lot better when it comes to marketing and branding and understanding how those work. So that's kind of where I'm aiming to work. This went way too hot for full nerd IT. You guys are too sweet. You know that my girlfriend is all over. She's gonna be agreeing with every single one of you. But sorry, but IT was not for me. Can't code. I couldn't code very well. Gosh, I'm literally kicking every single like thing except the main one. I just want to find something that's sustainable for me, like something that I'm gonna enjoy. Okay, so we do have a technical pause, so we're just gonna have to wait for that since there's a bit of a tech issue. So we're gonna go full screen for now. I just want to find something that I'm gonna enjoy doing, like something that's gonna be fun, something that's gonna like piece to my interest. Like I love designing things. I mean, I want to go into UX and UI, which is quite big, but still got a few things I need to learn. I'm gonna be covering a little bit more this semester. Coding discriminates against people with dyslexia. Yeah, it's very rude of those. Like you can't do coding, man. It's so rude. The African Tournament Classic. I mean, it's just how it's South African Tournament Classics would be. First, the client doesn't load in. That's another classic. The million pauses. That's also a classic. Henio playing Yone. That's also a classic. But he got to play that once, and I'm pretty sure he's never gonna be able to play it again. So that's just how we hear it. So this year it's very much focused on me, my career, and what I want to do. But I want to do something try and get something with esports because we get that one passion project. Here's Garcia Nyone. What do you mean? I mean it's the clash like a good thing. That's what I mean. Like I should have probably said that beforehand. I actually dodged the Orn Classic. Oh no, Keck W. The South African Orn. That was also a big meme. I remember that. That was such a good meme. But yeah, we get a passion project. So I've got two in line. So the one I did speak about a couple months ago on stream about wanting to build like an esports community, website or page or something where gamers can find teams and teams can find players, like, or they can just find their friends. Because I feel like in the South African scene, a lot of people, South African on here, yeah, weren't you like the big creator of the meme? And like half of the era team also creator of the meme, you know? Yeah, so because I think Zyva was the one I chatted to about this on the stream, is that it's so hard, and there was another Mpefa as well. He also said that South Africa, there's not really a place to find teams and find players that is like suitable, that works, that is consistent. Because the one thing that this community lacks is consistency, and we're not really open to outside participation. We're so fixated on wanting to keep it just South African when expanding our horizons, having more players from other regions join us, and then we can take it overseas. And I think it just needs to find a spot. Like you can't join a team unless you know someone who knows someone. It doesn't work very well. It doesn't make sense. Oh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know better than anyone, at least from what I know. You know better than anyone that esports community is so hard to work around, and it's so many big factors that are causing problems. But we'll talk about this. Just remind me, we'll continue this conversation after stream. So it seems like we are in game, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the. Okay, there we go. We are into game. It took us a little while, but everyone's in their right places. As we see, Dove is going to be going for that glacial augment on the Rakan. Not going to be going for the Airy or the Guardian. I should probably pause the music too. I was just vibing. As then Airy also for Yao Yao with Razy on the fleet footwork and the barrier. So, and with the heal as well for Yao Yao. So just full on defensive bot lane here. Especially not going to be taking any chances. With Witchy on the Comet and then bot lane. Also, we're playing the Rain Shepherd Milia. We love to see it. Rain Shepherd really coming in clutch. That model looks creepy now because you can see into his face. Shakoza is gonna get walked on by a little mummy man. As goes the pink little teapot. Just gets a little smack onto Shacosis. He is on a ward. Frog. Frog, Emilio. It's Frog. Yes, it's the Frog. It should have been called Lily, like what? There was another name, so they called Rain Shepherds, but it should have been called like Lily Pad something. There was another name that someone came up with, and it just made so much more sense. Get cried on. That's not something. That's not something different, John. That's still something that happens in League of Legends, man. As we see, what looks like is that the Prestige Edition? Oh no, it's not. It's not the Prestige Edition, but. Looking at this, the team comp, very much the same, even the same runes which are being used aside from Dub's rune changes here, going for that slow and the damage reduction. Where Lux is going to really have a little bit more presence in this lane, especially with the amount of poke she will develop as the lane goes. Whoa, he leaked my Guppy. What the hell? Oh, bro. I could have said anything and you would have responded. Satan Dial. Or Papa Froggy. Papa Froggy, I'm doxing you. Get doxed. But we're not gonna likely see much happening across the board. Maybe bot lane could look for something aggressive, especially if they want to just maybe the Jinx wants to get a little bit of a lead, but not gonna see much more from there. As QC Cat smacking away at this at Shacosis here, running the Conqueror, so would like to go for those longer trades. So every AC, what is this shit? I'm leaving Oryx. Anyone wants an ADC? I wonder, John. I mean, not John. I wonder, Grom. I'm mixing up your names now. I wonder, Gromulon. I remember the days when there was such a legendary character by the name of Era Gromulon. No one could compete with such a creature. Is Cat gonna get a good trade on there by Shacosis? Gonna break the little barrier. Cat needs to just chill. Short trades will benefit the Ornn, where longer trades will benefit the Yorick as the game goes. Gotta just smack away those little goblin-y creatures, the little goblins. We all see the little goblins. The goblins are just gonna keep smacking. Stacking up the Conqueror, but it's tanking a lot of minions with those. So we are just going to have to see how this lane goes. It's still keeping us on top lane. I had to nerf myself by playing ADC. I mean, yeah, you have to make it fair for other people. If Gromulon showed himself, it would have been game over for everyone else. As you now see, Rage is going to do some poke here. Mumu is bot side. Rakan gets a knock up and gets a slow as well with the Glacial. But will dodge that bandage toss very comfortably. Eric Gromulon was the #1 player. Yeah, he was. He was a legend. A legend far beyond our time. We did not deserve him, but he was there. As very low health bars in this top lane, looking rather spicy between the goat and the undead man. As Goose will be able to get that Scuttle Crab down on the bot side. As Ornn will pick up some health. Not going to really add to anything there. Yorick is short on mana. The Ornn has a little bit more, but still not in the greatest of spots there. Ornn gonna just really wants to try and see if they can get some damage onto Cutie Cat, but she will pick up some more health, especially with help of her passive. And that Doran's blade there, so it's not to be a problem. Top lane combat Monka. That do be top lane, bro. It do be top lane. But still, no action, as this is exactly how Oryx want to play it. They don't really want to play that really aggressive, really hard push lane. It's Kindred making their way top lane. QC does have the flash, but Blue is going to walk in there. Does just wait for QC Cat to walk out. Is going to drop that E, going to get some damage. Oh, the flash! But barely alive and dies to the red buffs. As Kindred will pick up that first blood onto Yorick by sheer magic and that last bit of the red buff burn able to do just enough. A movie was there to answer, but just could not really close anything out there as the flash. Very good flash from Blue, did deny that slow from the Yorick. And makes it super easy. But Amumu also did burn the flash, so double flashes from Eclipse here. With one flash only really expelled by the Kindred. And that did come out with a very nice kill for her. But for a surprise, I'm gonna expectate the game so I can report Rocker after for griefing. Yeah, he's playing ADC, Rocker, man. Playing ADC. As Rakan gets a little bit of a knock up onto the Jinx. Some good damage coming out from Rocker. But barrier is going to be burned. Heal is still available from Yao Yao. But looks like they aren't going to be able to go any further, forcing the flash barrier from Razy, while TP was used by Rock, as well as the Ignite from Dove. There's a very standard duel in the bot lane, benefiting Rocker and Dove. They are keeping Jinx in lane here. Has not been able to go for that reset just yet. Goose does get the little bandage toss onto the Kayle, but the Kayle not too phased, never really too phased. Flash knockout going out from the con. Slow into CC. The heal is used by Yao Yao, but Razy is running for their life. Last auto attack, Rocker really wants to get it, and Rocker will secure that kill on the bot side. Yao Yao is just going to run, might have to flash. Not necessarily sure if they're going to have to do that, but Shacosis going to set up top side, has the plate steel cap, so not going to be too much of a problem. Amumu was bot side, not able to get enough. But top lane, bit of an engager coming in from the Yorick. Big damage, the Ornhorn is going to be summoned here. Cutesy Cat's going to get hit by the knockup. Big brittle procs, but Orn's taking a lot of damage here, has to back off. That Conqueror and the help of the Maiden doing mad work here for the Yorick. As Rocker and Dove go for that aggressive play there. Flashing onto the Jinx, who did not have any summons. Goose is there. Goose is going to miss that bandage toss onto Dove here. The Kindred will... Oh, bandage toss will connect onto Rocker. Does that flash. Might need to use it. It's going to flash away. And then the Rakan will just use the E to hop off, as a really well executed there from Oryx, as they do manage to get all three members out. Kindred, is that a real face? Is that Kindred real? Oh, but the Jinx Rocket actually came out and took out Rocker. My gosh, I didn't see that coming. But really well played Rocket there from Razy. Hit that level 6. Rakan was able to get out just in time. Did not take too much damage. But we know Seraphine, not exactly the tankiest creature in League of Legends. So did take that quite easily. And now this is going to be plenty of pressure for Razy. Gonna use that Jinx very comfortably just to pick up try and pick up that tower plate. As Ornn gets a knock up, we'll take a tower shot for it, but not gonna be too much of a problem. A nice rocket for Rocker. Nice rocket on the Rocker. Yeah, a nice rocket on Rocker. As Lux just gonna ult the wave, just gonna pick up some minions, is going to hit the Kayle on the way out, but the Kayle still not really facing problems. Kindred took the dragon, is taking the little grubbies now. Cutesy Cat is going to be walking down. Looks like this is going to be a possible contest. 3 members down. 3 members up here for Oryx, but there's a battle happening for the Scuttle down the bot side. And Rocket, they really is this going to be... This is the real contest. Yeah, up as we see Rakan go in the gauge, and it's going to be taken by Rocker. No, wait, Razy was able to steal it. Just a big battle here over the Scuttle as Rocker is going to be running away with Dove. 4 members heading down from Eclipse, but not going to really get anything further. As now Goose is looking for that good old flankaroonie. He's going to walk on control wards. Is going to be spotted out. Not going to be able to get anything there. We'll just get poked out. As Henio has got that range form now, so will be a little bit more useful in this laning phase. Can't farm it out. Did survive that laning phase. As Rocker is a shaker. Oh gosh, there's so many things in my brain is not functioning. I need to take my medicine. Razy is just going to get that shield popped away while the Seraphine has already got the Lost Chapter. Going to be quite nice there. Just a little bit extra mana control. A bit of more damage as well. But Shaco is not having a great time against this Dory. Both running the plate steel caps. But the Ornn has to play this defensively. Not going to look to play too aggressively unless they get a little bit too close to the tower. His Dove is just going to be clearing those wards while Razy is also going to be doing the same thing. Just fighting over vision, and Yao Yao is going to go and clear that just zombie wood over there. Milio did go for the CDR boots, quite useful, especially in this coming patch just before they receive the nerf. Rakan knockup not going to connect with the help of movement speed from the Milio. But this Yorick doing good amount of damage over to the goat. As Rocker wants to look for poke, is going to miss the E, and land W, but Razy looking quite comfortable, especially middle healing. As Blue is going to get caught up, but Cutesy Cat Ornhorn is there. Blue is level 6, does drop the ulti. Cutesy Cat needs to be careful here. Blue is going to walk out, and the flash from Cutesy Cat picks up the kill. And we're going to see the bandage toss from the Amumu. We're going to hit by the Lux ulti. Cutesy Cat really wants to get Shake Coasters, but they simply cannot. The Amumu did have the Ghost of the Sad Mummy, but wasn't able to lock it down. Classic Henio with the most CS in the game. I mean, sitting on 95 farm at 10 minutes, looking very good. But 87 as well in the hands of Razy. And what looked like a really good play from Cutesy Cat. Gets the flash Q onto the Kindred, takes her down. And we'll get some free tower damage over there as tries to get this low, and Rakan gets the knockup onto Razy. Drops that ignite, big damage. Seraphine ulti is available. Rakan double charm. Flash from Razy, really well executed flash there. The rockets not going to be needed. And the trap's not going to be proc there. Rocket just trying to hold that ulti for absolute last second, but really good flash coming out from Razy. Able to dodge that. But Kindred did get the Yorick bonkaroonied. As Kindred is now going to be looking for a... Kindred is going to be looking for a possible kill here, but they are going to be very far away, so Kindred will not be able to walk there. There's going to be just a reset for that. But Rocker and Dove will get some free access to that tower. Kale has actually now gone top lane and has gone to smack that tower. The Ornn went mid just to capture waves, so they're just going to reset as Henio wants to try and get as close to that level 11 as possible, so really can start churning out some damage. As just we'll pick up one plate there to get that last item. But 3 plates taken down by Oryx already. And it seems like the bot lane just needs to farm. The bot lane that needs to farm is just farming absolutely superbly. Cutie Cat did roam mid lane as well. Gonna drop pop some vision. Really does not want to get caught out by no Kindred here. As Kraken Slayer has been picked up by Razy already. So that's gonna be a really good pickup for her. And the Blackfire Torch as well as these conversions for the Rakan. Gonna be also quite massive as she goes. Is gonna be smacking away at Cutie Cat. Gonna get knocked up. And still not going to be enough. This Ornn is really not having a great time against this Yorick. But it does seem like Goose wants to start this dragon. Wants to pick up their first dragon for Eclipse. His first... the original first dragon went over to Oryx. This will be a very comfortable pickup for Eclipse here as they lock in that second Drake of the game. And we are going to be getting a Cloud Drake as the soul. Going to be a very, very awesome addition. In that extra movement speed to the champions with those ultis, especially the likes of the Jinx, going to be very, very useful. Big and Rakan too, especially very good user of that Drake. But now Shako's is going to smack away at all these little goblins that are hitting him, while Yorick is just going to be holding that. As Kale is going to be facing up against Lux in the top lane. Kale has just picked that level 11 up. So is going to get that quick upgrade and likely just going to go back into the mid lane. Just go for a quick reset just to get as much XP as possible. As Shakos is still not having the most wonderful time. Oh, I just thought that was not intended. But Kindred will take the grubbies and is going to continue taking the grubbies very comfortably. There we go. Very comfortable grubbies for Le Kindred. As Cutesy Cat also still staying mid. No action. 1,000, about just over 1,000 gold lead for Oryx. But really not too devastating as Henio now will go mid. Does have the Nash's Tooth and picked up a Dark Seal. So it's going to be just using that to pick up some extra cash money. I mean, using his extra cash money and picking up some souls. Oh gosh. My brain is not having it, is it today? No, it's not. It's clearly not. Ish. But Amumu will be topside, and the Yorick is just going to return back to their humble home up in the top lane. This is Seralda's Grudge is... No, not Seralda's Grudge. In fact, it's going to be the Lethality Tiamat item rather than the Ravenous or the Titanic or the Yorick. So it's going to just be really focusing on doing that extra bit of damage with the Q and the resets. Wants to focus on that split pushing. Really wants to be a menace and keep this Kale in place. But Cusica can likely just take that tower down in front of the Kale as long as Kale is not clearing these waves. But Kale absolutely farming like a champion there. 145 CS at 15 minutes. Absolutely superb one there. And it's just owning the top lane. A lot of wave clear now with the level 11. It's going on to that level 12. The Ornn items will be coming out at level 13. Still 2 more levels there for Mr. Shacosis. As we see that Henio is just going to remain top lane. The Henio is not going to be going back into the mid lane. Really just wants to keep that range. Keep that just a little bit more control in the lane. Where the Ornn can handle the likes of the Lux despite not having much harm and much MR. As Blue will be caught bot side. Rocket is going to be smacking away at that bot lane tower. is going to be getting that for Oryx, and that is going to be first tower going over to Rocker. Blue is bot side as well. Razy is all alone. Flash ulti buffers the ult, catches the Jinx completely off guard as Jeff Razy is taken down. Yao Yao, last one to live, but will not make it out. The R flash buffer coming out here from Seraphine, and that is just going to be a bye-bye to Raze. Did not see that coming, could not flash it in time. Really, really splendid play there coming out from Mr. Rocker. Level 12, 162 farm. Really just having a jolly good time. Just able to sidestep that quite nicely. Blue is going to head mid lane. Witchy does not have flash, and that is going to be a very big bye-bye to Witchy. Shacosis calls the Horn, takes them down. Cutie Cat is just gonna get run down. Oh, and the flash from Henio. And will get that kill there with the help of the ulti. Hale absolutely disgusting there with that full Nash's tooth picked up. But surprise there. See some question mark pings coming up if they were not expecting the Kale to do as much damage as they could. But Razy really is going to be the point of contention. It really needs to be able to pick up the pages. Kale gonna get caught up by Goose. There comes the Sand Mummy Rakan trying to get over to save Henio. But Henio is taken by low, but Goose could not take them down. Dove needs to try and save the Henio, but Henio has now decided to go for the kill. Takes down Goose. And now Witchy is going to be TPing in, and it's going to be the next challenger for Henio as he just walks away. Blue is going to catch Witchy, the Rakan knockup's not going to land. Witchy having to burn the flash. And a third challenger comes up with the TP from the Yorick. Seems like they all want to challenge this Kale, and Kale is just walking around them. As Rakan came to the rescue, keeping the Kale alive. Absolutely superb supporting there once again. Razy will still be staying in the mid lane, just trying to farm as much as possible. Has fallen a little bit behind Henio. Was keeping up at first, but Henio has just been farming up a storm, really. Excuse me, chat. The blue going to be clearing more of the jungle. As we see, how many stacks is blue on? Blue has got 5 stacks on the mark, as Yorick does get that first tower. As you see, Yaya is possibly going to get caught up, but blue will just hop away. And lippity flop and dippity dop all on her way out. As Yaya will clear some vision, which is going to be spotted by the Ornn. Ornn does try to get a knockup. The Horn's going to be called there. Oh, but does get missed. Oh, no. And the Seraphine only connects onto Yao Yao, who does just try and use ulti to escape, but it's not enough. Rakan dropped in that grand entrance. Is which is going to be taken out. Looks like it's going to be, as Rocker is going to secure that with a little bit of the burst. But then by Rocker, I mean blue does get that quite comfortably. But an unfortunate mishap for Shacosis here. Does miss the Ornn ulti. But still managed to clip on that Milio with the Seraphine. As that is going to be suitable there. As the Profane is the first item picked up by Yorick. Is going to just help with that wave clear. But Delve and Blue are going to be able to take the dragon quite easily. That is that's almost a 2-item Kindred already. Is going to be picking up the 3rd stack now from what I believe. 5 stacks. I thought that was going to be the 6th stack, but not going to be the 6th stack. As Razy and Yao Yao going to go deal with Shacosis. Like it's something that she can do quite comfortably. A lot of damage in QC's hands. Does have that slow with the help of the little goblins. But big damage coming out from Cutie Cat. He's going to just keep chasing. Because does not have flash. And it's just going to keep getting chased and slowed and slowed. Because it's just going to have to run for dear life here. Not even going to bother to compete here. As welcome, Psycho. Welcome to the stream. You are not too late. Don't you worry. Only about 20 minutes. Should be fine. And it's been pretty even. But looks like Oryx are going to hold the lead here. Goose does on because Sam does get the bandage shots onto Dove. But it's not going to be enough. As Blue is on a rampage, takes down the Mummy Man. And that is now a very 5,000 gold lead for Oryx. As looks like Henio is going to help himself to another tower in the top lane. A little bit more experience as well. As Witchy also really wants to try and compete with this Kale. But one should always know that competing with a Kale is not always the smartest move. Especially the Kale who has almost got 3 items. Or 2 items, sorry. Gonna be rough. As Cutie Cat is gonna be able to pressure the Ornn here, who did back and did go for that TP, but Cutie Cat can just absolutely just smack away at Shacosis here. That Profane Hydra and plus the Last Whisper are going to really be doing a lot of work to the Ornn. Rakan does get the knockup onto Witchy. Kayle is just going to go for it. Kayle's just going to go for it. Kayle does have the ulti, can just use the ulti if necessary, and will just use the Judgment to get out of there. Divine Judgment, I believe it's called. Yorick will likely just get control of this tower with the help of the little buddies doing all that extra damage with the help of the Lethality and Armor Pen. Big damage going to be coming out there as we're going to see the Q with the Profane. Going to be doing big work. Osekosu is going to have to likely sacrifice this tower at the rate that this is going. But now 4 members mid for Oryx. They do want this mid lane tower. Kindred ulti is available, so is the Seraphine and the Rakan. And they could look for an engage here, but I was going to try and go for the tower. And looks like Eclipse are not going to try and contest. It's just going to be, it is going to be rather difficult. Ornhorn is going to be summoned. Going to use the Ornhorn to try and just kill the Maiden, but not going to be enough. The Maiden been playing Clash, didn't see the time. No stress, no stress. Only catch a stream if you can. You should never go out of your way for it. I don't think anyone should go out of the way for something, especially just a stream. So don't stress. But Cutie Cat will, as we predicted, get this tower, causing a lot of havoc with that item, especially with the Profane doing so much damage. As now we see they are going to get that reset. Going to be sitting on a very comfortable 1.5k. Going to spend that. What is they going to pick up? Going to pick that Soroldas up. That's going to be a very nice in that side lane against Shacosis. As Kindred is sitting on 2.3k gold, has yet to reset. Is probably going to go to reset now. The Moon is sitting on 800. But a very big 3,000 gold lead between the jungle and between the two junglers here, as well as the mid lane. Also looking very much favored in the Kayle's favor. With the bot lane still quite even. Top lane, it is in the Yorik's favor, who has just been splitting and just being an absolute misery for anyone to deal with. But Witchy will be who we'll be following here, as Blue has picked up that Black Cleaver. Do you see the trap drop? But Cutie Cat gonna go try. Oh! Big damage onto this Kayle. Gonna flash out of the Judgment. Cutie Cat is gonna do so much damage. Gonna get that Q, but it's not gonna be enough as Henios barely survives. As the Super Mega, as the Death Rocket is not gonna connect there. Henio just walks it out. But Yorick almost able to take down this Kayle with just 2 items. As the Rabadons are ready for the Kayle, who is now hit that level 16, is going to be at that super powerful mark, and is exactly where she needs to be. As just keeping Blue nice and strong, while also Henio just keeping comfortable in the mid lane. As Blue almost gets caught up, but Goose does not get the ulti onto Blue, gets it onto Dove. As the good time moment does get used, Rakan does not have the grand entrance just yet. Goose is going to get knocked the corner by Shacosis and going to be stunned away by Rocker, and that is bye-bye a Mumu. Ornn gets the knock up onto the Jinx, but nothing's going to go further. Going to be very simple. Just a very easy takedown on the jungler. Rotate to Baron. Very, very free for them there. And Stilo, welcome, Ultimate Stilo. Welcome to the stream, my man. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. As now we see Baron is started up by Oryx. They're going to be very comfortable with this. The Mumu is still dead. Will only be up in 10 seconds, and they can do this fairly quickly, but not without the Kayle. Kindred is really the main source of damage here. We just got Ornn being the walking microwave, and Rakan is going to be... Oh, and the Jinx almost steals that! That was incredibly close. Now Henio is going to go for Cutie Cat once again, but that is not going to make the same mistake twice. Henio actually taking quite a bit of damage from the Yorick. As long as some anti-heal is picked up by the Yorick, will look like it could take down Henio. He is still an absolute menace in this side lane, and it needs to be dealt with quickly. As the armor was the priority for the Yorick, but especially with the likes of the Kindred. But magic resist is something that I think should probably be picked up, especially Seraphine and the Kayle doing a lot of magic damage. And we're going to have to hopefully see some MR picked up as later in the game. But Goose has prioritized the Andres, and the Sunfire has only got the tier 1 boots at the moment. Gonna likely convert those into some Merc Treads. As Witchy will stay top lane. Razy is gonna keep mid with Milio, but right now, level-wise, Kayle is level 17. Guys, that Kayle is 5 levels above Razy right now. I am convinced that Kale could one-shot Razy with literally like 2 autos. Blue gets caught, hit with advantage, massive 2-man ulti coming out from the movement, has to flash away. Rakan gets a triple charm into the horn, but the Killer ulti is gonna save Blue. Pizza Cat running into the thick of it, not able to get Blue. Blue has to flash away. Orn gets the double knock, Pizza Cat barely walking out alive, but the Seraphine will take him down. As very well executed ultimates from across the board for Oryx. The Kindred ulti saving Kindred from the Super Mega Death Rocket. And Orn getting that massive knockup timed in with the Rakan entrance, Rakan Grand entrance into the Charmer. As Witcher just like Kale is level 18, 303 farm at 26 minutes. Henio is just literally just left the farm. Absolutely not a single care in the world for Henio. Absolutely just going for the triple here. And Kale, as quickly as she scaled, closed out the game in 26 minutes as Oryx take game 1. Ooh-wee. Oh my goodness gracious me. We have to look at that damage graph. Like, Kale, 16,000, but Yorick coming out on top with the most damage. 22,000 damage. Definitely actually not surprised about that at all. Was doing quite a lot, especially with the help of Profane and the Q with the help of Maiden. Very, very useful there, but let's hand out these points, ladies and gentlemen. So Oryx will be taking the absolute W there. So points will be going over there to Oryx. As we are just going to wait for the next lobby to build up. But working at this game, it looked very good for Eclipse, especially in that early game. The Yorick was able to pick up that kill and did make it very easy just to try and hold in the laning phase. But once again, with this team comp, with this kind of team comp, you really have to hit them early. You have to hit them hard. You can't give them breathing room to scale, because with the Kale, with the Kindred, they are going to scale so incredibly hard. And with that Seraphine just buffing them up with shields, it's just going to be so hard to get onto that back line. The Ornn later on would have been able to give those Ornn items. Already did pick up 1 or 2, but would have been easily able to just take complete control of the game at the later stages. So GG well played to them for the first game. We are waiting just to hop into the next custom when the invite does come through, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. As we are just going to, we'll pop on some vibes, pop on some tunes, and just have a jolly good time, everybody, as we are going to play some Country Roads, Take Me Home, hardstyle version. Let's go. Just heaven. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, the Shenandoah River. The life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, went like a breeze. Country roads, take me home. German, I try to do Scottish, but Scottish doesn't work. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Like, it's like the guy from The Kingsman when he sang it. That was beautiful. Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. Country road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. West Virginia. Mama, take me home. Country roads. Woo! Can't get over that. Absolute banger. And then I just got some hearts. Yeah, exactly, brother. And then what's next? What's next? Okay, we're just waiting. The lobby needs to just get sorted out. One may enter here. Who is worthy? Then I don't know the proper lyrics to this, but it's need that song link. All right, I'll grab it for you, brother. There we go, brother. There's the banger. Find saints, fatal bazaars, covered stalls. Held every spice, I gold the price. Gilded Saturn shawls. Music that plays, wove through a maze in a haze of your pure delight. Thought in a trance, you were lost in a trance. Another Arabian night. Arabian night. Arabian days. When they're not hotter than hot. A night of new ways. Arabian night. Arabian dreams. Mystical land of magic and sand. More than it seems. All right, Demi. Like it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. So like, mystical land, magic and sand, the dawn of the sea. Wait, like how? Let me do it. So. Did I break it or something? Yeah, this is what you get when like I'm just like how was I wish and command? Yes, I told you, and I knew to this told you this destiny lies in your hands. Anyone may enter here who is worthy. I time diamond in the rough. I don't know the rest, but oh well. Arabian night. Fight. Arabian night. They're on the dunes. I am here all night, fellas. By all night, I mean till 9 o'clock. Okay, we have listened to this already, so I'm gonna just go around to another one. What is else? What's another one? There's the zombie. I've got a hardstyle zombie cover. It's it goes hard, but this is one of my favorites. I've played this on stream before. I know I have. Boom 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 boom. Okay, we're gonna be on champ select here, so I'm gonna have to crank it crank down the tunes. Sorry, chat. I know people are vibing to the tunes, but I'm going to have to crank them down just a little bit so we can kind of focus on the game. And I'm moving to the right. But then we are going to see some more target bans here. So Oryx are going to be on the blue side. So they are going to ban away that Misfortune and the Maokai. With the Seraphine being taken away, they do not want that same old team comp to deal with. So they are just going to lock that one away. So not going to be seeing that anytime soon. But just hold on. That is going to be Jarvan. He's going to be banned now. Jarvan has been banned this game. Boom, 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 boom. The Volibear is going to be banned too, and Volibear is gone. And Volibear is gone. Volibear is gone. And the last ban is going to be, I don't know who. It would have been nice if they gave us a ban. Syndra. The Syndra was the target ban. There's another Syndra ban taking the mid lane against Henio, so not going to be letting that go through. But Team Com's going to be picked up as now Amumu will be picked up by Blue, as this was picked up first game by Eclipse, but is just going to be flipped around, so not going to be seeing that in the hands of Goose. But Volibear will also be taken. Oh yeah, we really listened to this. This was a good song. This is also a nice song. But Nocturne will be the actual pickup here, as that's going to be given to Goose in the jungle. We do like our stage 6 load shedding. We like it hot, and we like it fresh, and we like it first thing in the morning, as that is just going to be a very, very solid one there for Eclipse. As Leona also going to be the hobbit there. We're going to be seeing Yao Yao on that Leona. Going to be playing the Pioneer of Engage, the Navigator of CC, there's a lot more things I would call Leona, but that's the most annoying one. As the queen of crowd control herself, as Morgana is also going to be quite high up there, and that's going to be locked in likely for Dove, as that is just going to be the Morgana given to Dove. Possibly could be going to Blue, and then Mumu could be going to the support role, but just going to have to wait and see where that is going to be. As now Henio, likely probably just going to be able to just pick for himself. The Kale is still open, but does not really synergize well with that team comp, as Urgot will be the priority, as they're going to give as much priority over to that top lane as possible. Going to give some real comfort over to Shacosis. As now we are going to be seeing what is going to be the final pick here, as Malphite is already going to be locked in. So that is going to be Malphite up in that top lane. Could be Malphite mid. To all the Malphite mains in the chat, add Zypher again. Malphite has been picked, so we are now going to be going into game 2, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to spend your points. By your points wisely, I mean spend all of them. Don't hassle, just spend every single cent you got. That is where it's going to go. As Yone is going to be the next ban, so they are very much well aware of what Henio is capable of on this champion, and is going to be able to just do absolutely... They're going to wreck his champion pool a little bit, as Draven going to be banned away from the Razy down the bot side. There is a very crucial champion that has been left up, likely going to be picked up, as is very, very good into this team comp, as Kale also going to be targeted. 3 bans to that mid lane. As last ban, what are Oryx going to be taking away from this round? Are we going to be seeing a possible mid lane target, or are we going to be seeing more bot lane orientated bans here towards Razy? As she is going to be the strength going to this game, as we got an all-in 17.9k onto Oryx. Oh my goodness gracious me. That is an all-in if I've ever seen one. But we've got no points for Eclipse. Come on, people got to put points down. Where are the points, bro? As the Lux is going to be taken away in the mid lane, so no Lady of the Luminosity this time around. As then we are going to go into the second phase. What is going to be the bot lane choice? As Jinx was still left open, did still do quite well and was very strong nonetheless, but now with engage support, could look to be potentially quite strong, especially with the extra bit of damage that she will be able to do. with the help of that Leona passive. But now, what is Rocker going to be given? We don't know if Rocker is going to be given a regular ADC, as Kai'Sa is still open, so we could see a possible Kai'Sa. Would not be surprised if that was going to be the choice, as it is going to be just the Kai'Sa. Very comfortable, very easy, not much of a problem there. Kai'Sa just locked in, loaded. And now I'm going to just try, I'm going to get some more bangers. So let's open that. So that's a nice one. But we kind of are just waiting on that. Swain is going to be the final pick. So that is going to be the Swain mid for Henio. So Swain mid for the Henio. Urgot top lane, Amumu jungle, and Morgana down in that bot lane with the Kai'Sa. Very, very good. Can put that Black Shield on the Kai'Sa as she used the Killer Instinct to go into the back line. Can make it very useful for her. As Vex is going to be hovered as that mid lane pick there. Are we going to see that Vex going to be very useful into the likes of the Kai'Sa? So we are going to see the Vex locked in there, locked and loaded. As we're still waiting for swaps to happen, Henio is on the Swain. Chikosa so far is going to still be on that, the mummy man. Is Blue will take the Urgot, yeah? Oh, that would have been so funny. I tell you, that would have been absolutely hilarious, man. As now Malphite is the priority in the top lane, so Malphite picked very early on into the champ select, so it did mean that there was going to be a lot of ability power prioritized, especially for Oryx here. A lot of AP for Morgana, Kai'Sa, Swain, they all do a lot of magic damage, so the Malphite is really only going to be strong in that laning phase against Urgot, but other than that, going to really struggle to sustain against the heavy magic damage team. While on the other hand, we see lots of good engage. Aside from that, Malphite, ulti, Nocturne, ulti, Vex, really good with the Leona engage as well. Can really just set up for the Jinx quite nicely. Points of carry, very, very good as well. Especially for Nocturne, Vex, and Jinx. With that easy, just a bit of damage. Either one of the, or any of those three could carry the game potentially. Or Malphite and Leona can be the front line that are needed here. As Grom's getting hydro. Okay, good. Someone redeem. I'm going to go get some water. I will be right back. My jug is empty, so I will be right back, chat. All right, Grom. Thank you for. No, Grom, don't. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I will hydrate. Just don't do that. Oh. All right, there we go. The water has been consumed. Quite lovely, quite nicely. Just got to make sure that everything is all good there. Everything is all nice. No, you got to have mercy, Grom. You've got too much power with that, huh? You've got way too much power. Mm. 90 points have been placed onto Eclipse here. It could be a disappointment. I don't know what everyone's on about. Where are these points, man? 18.1k on Oryx and 90 on Eclipse. Where are these points? Got to stretch. All right. Oh, big stretch. Oh, that's a big one. I felt that click in my back. My gosh. Oh, yes. All right, good. Nice and stretched and ready. Justin, come play Clash. Well, okay. I'll think about it. I do have varsity tomorrow, Steven. Unfortunately, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I do have uni, but I'm probably gonna play maybe 1 or 2 games afterwards. I don't know, when does it end? Does it end at 9 or 10? I don't know. I would if I could. I have to prioritize my sleep. I have to prioritize university. 6 a.m. Yo, dude. 6 a.m. That's... Starts at 9. Oh, it starts at 9. Oh, okay. Is that why everyone's playing now? Everyone's playing the other games now, and then people just go play Clash afterwards. I can see that now. I understand. Yes, but I'll join. I'll see. Because every invite, I'll be more than happy to. But let's hop into game, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to hit that. Oh dear lord! I just jumped right in and just did not even. All right, there we go, everybody. We see everyone's in lane and everyone's in order, and it just is so like. It's so juicy, you know, when everyone's in order. It's so juicy. But seems like there has been a lane swap. So Yao Yao will be facing off against Henio. And we see Witchy has gone to the bot lane with Razy. So that is going to be where their priority does lie, as Rocker and Dove rocking the Star Guardian and Star Empress skins. So that is no, it's Coven. It's Coven Morgana. My bad. This is. I think that's the special Leona skin, if I remember correctly. Is that the which Leona skin is this? Can anyone give me a definitive answer on what skin that is? Because I know Leona skins, but is this the wait? Is that like the Battle Admiral one? Like I don't know. I'm trying to analyze it, but I can't really see because this person won't stop moving. Stay still, Witchy. Stay still. Debonair, no, it's not Debonair. Oh, it would look, Debonair looks a little bit clunkier. What is this? I don't know. It must be it could be the Anima one. The Anima Leona, and then it's got a Chroma. So I know it's got a Chroma. Oh, as already Henio does hit the pullback there, but Rocker on the signature Kai'Sa down the bot lane. Will make the big rockets already coming out from Razy, trading there back and forth. Urgot is running that PTA, Malphite will be running the Comet. Already hit with the E there, as Urgot is going to be really making a mess of the Malphite. As whoever hits level 2 will likely just have a bit more control over this lane. Malphite does try and drop the cheese, but the cheese not going to be too... Crystal Motus, the Essence one. Oh, okay. Crystal Motus, the Essence, okay. Because that looks cool. That is like a really cool skin. I got the Chrysalis Dominus skin for Xerath. I don't know why, but I did. Because I've got the pass, the Hall of Legends pass. Good binding by Dove there. Ray does take a lot of damage, but Witchy will go in for some big trades. It does allow the stun. Accidentally does stun the minion. But was able to get a good amount of damage onto Rocker, forcing pots to be used on both sides. But Kai'Sa running biscuits will not have too much of an issue here. But looks like it is just going to be that Morgana Q was in wanted. And Morgana Q should not even have connected. Like, it didn't look like it connected at all. It looked like it was in the middle of minions. But as we kind of expected, QZ Cat is just going to keep using the Q just to try and get some stacks on the Comet, but really not going to be nice there. As we see a Mumu likely going to try, it's going to be a lot of pings coming out bot lane. As a Mumu could look for a play here, but not going to be seeing much action. Nocturne is on the bot side to look to turn that around. As Psychosis will tank the cheese wheel. That AP Morgana. As Blue is the bot lane. Vanitas going to be tough. Is going to connect onto Raze. Is going to force the flash almost immediately. Vanitas connects onto Leona. Just going to be train damage. But Leona has nowhere to go as that Dark Binding connects. And First Blood gets handed over to Dove. As Henio does try and land the pull back. But not going to... Goose going to encounter the Amuma here. Does get hit by the Fear. Flash from Blue. And Nocturne's going to flash forward. Good flash there from Goose. Rocker is going to be fighting this as well. Dove does get extra damage. He's going to flash. Going to the middle, but still can't get the kill. Even the last bit of it. But Razy takes down Rocker. And Nocturne barely survives. But now Dove is running for their life. Razy's in quite low. Has to be careful on the Dark Binding. Leona and Goose are in the chase. Yao Yao is going to catch Dove as well. The Dark Binding will then connect onto Razy. Oh, and the flash engage coming out from Dove. It looks like this is just going to be a very easy kill here for Yao Yao. 3 kills already, hand it over to Eclipse, Really, really well played there. Jinx able to close that out with the help of a little bit of extra attack speed from the passive. It did a lot more damage to the Kai'Sa, and that did warrant a very free kill. And 3 takedowns already for Eclipse, looking very good this game. Taking a bit more of that early game control. Really putting that priority on getting these scaling lanes ahead early so they can work well into the late game. And Swain also just going to keep farming. Has got a 10 CS lead onto the Vex as expected. Henio is quite the avid farmer. But now Cheese Wheels coming out onto Shacosis. We'll likely just get a reset as Malphite's going to pick up the last bit of this wave under tower. Does have the power of the E. Does get a little bit of attack speed. Rocker off Seraphine Keck. I mean, it's a surprise that we see a playing something that's not Vex, that's not Seraphine. Quite a surprise indeed. As Swain has hit up level 6 as well as the Swain and the Vex have hit level 6 already. Dove has been spotted just waiting there with the W raise. He will drop it there. None of those top secret Qs going to be connecting, as that mistake likely will not be made again, as they are not going to severely underestimate this Jinx, at least as going into this next fight. But Nocturne does have priority for the Drake, so Drake will likely be picked up here, as Vex is just going to try and deny the damage from Swain, but still gets the stack nonetheless, as Drake is going to be started by Goose. Amumu is on the top side doing the grubbies, so really not going to be too much of a problem. Just going to be a trade of objectives. Amumu doing those rather quickly, as we'll pick out another one grubby, and the Drake will be handed over. As just very, very comfortable grubby take there from Blue, and the Drake as well by the Nocturne. So just switching objectives around, playing more around that top lane. Getting that Urgot in a very comfortable position here. Up will not get the knockup, but Kuzikat does use the cheese wheel to walk out of there. And has played seal caps on top of that, which will only really be useful looking into the lane. Up, really good dark binding there from the Morgana. Locks down Witchy, does a lot of damage too. And then Dove up, tries to go for one, does not connect there. Nocturne will be spotted on that control ward, so Rocker will have to fall back and do a little bit of damage over to Goose before walking away. Joseph just cannot get onto this Malphite, especially with how safe this Cutesy Cat is playing. Really just keeping it level, keeping a very level head up in that top side, using the really good dark binding coming out from Dove once again, doing a lot of damage over to Witchy. And Swain does get the pullback. Trying to get as many Conqueror stacks as possible, and we'll do about half health over to Yao Yao, as Leandri's looks like is going to be the priority for Henio here. As Blue is going to be looking for a gank here, will be spotted on the ward in the tri-bush, so we see Leona and Jinx will just back off. As Space Steel Caps also picked up by Shacosis, but will be warranted, especially into the likes of the Jinx and the Nocturne later on. Not a very favorable lane, especially for the Urgot. He's gonna get poked out, but knocked it. Oh! Almost looked like a steal. Goose had to smite away that red buff. Almost got a free red, Mr. Henio. As we see a bit more damage being dropped onto Witchy. And that is going to be none other than just the Tormented Soil gonna be stacking up the Comet, as well as that Mana Flow Band. Just gonna gain that for free and easy. So Morgana is waiting for that little dark bind just around the corner. Cheese Wheel comes out again. She goes, oh, really good binding coming out there from the Morgana. Catches Raised a little bit off guard. Yep, this Malphite is just having their way with Shacosia. Cannot really do anything. And Malphite, the lower that Shacosia gets, the easier it is going to be for the Malphite just to go for that ulti wombo combo. As up, dark binding going to connect big damage from onto Witchy. This combo is very strong, especially if Dove is able to land at least one of the bind. Oh, and it connects again. Big damage as Engage coming in from Witchy onto Dove, but Dove has the ulti, strikes back with the shackles and forces the flash out of Witchy. Ignite also gets used by Dove, but that is very much worthwhile. The Ignite will be up far sooner than that flash, so very worthwhile for the bot lane, as We see Oryx has picked up a little bit of a lead here, just under 1,000 gold. That is likely the CS that is sitting in the mid lane as well as in the bot lane. Very comfortable here for Mr. Rocker. As Nocturne is sitting down there waiting for the ulti. They know Morgana has no ult, that she can't, the shackles are not available. They could look for an engage. Vex was also looking at the roam, but Swain was very much aware of this, did just kind of keep the Vex at bay. Up Cheese Wheels once again being the bane of Oryx's existence here. We do not like the Cheese Wheels being so bothersome. Oh, Dove tries to go for that Q, but not going to get it. As the Nocturne's going to go for the engage. Witchy's quite low. Kai'Sa does have the Killer Instinct. Is going to be able to take down Witchy with the help of the passive. Killer Instinct's going to be used to get out of there alive. Jinx ulti going to take down one. And that's going to be Yaya fighting, but Jinx takes down two. Henyo really wants this kill, but that is going to be another crucial error from Oryx as they hand over 3 more kills. Jinx picking up 2, 3-0 and 2 in this bot lane. Oh my goodness gracious me. As we see a bit of an overextend coming out here from the Swain. Dives into, goes for that flash, but not going to be enough. Not going to be able to do enough damage over to Yao Yao. As the blenders come in, Eclipse are really feeling themselves up at this point. They really have got the strength they need. They've got the first Drake, but all the grubbies have gone over to Shacosis. So 6 grubbies for Oryx right now. But really, really huge for Eclipse here. They do have a lot of power on this Leona, on the Leona and the Jinx now. Especially with the Kraken Slayers finished across the board. The Jinx was a little bit behind in CS, but now is going to be very much even with the Kai'Sa. So both have their first item, and it's still very much anybody's lane on the bot side. Wait, who am I allowed to root for? That is a good question. And next question. Henyo, surprisingly, not having as good of a Frostbite looking washed. As the binding does connect from the Morgana. But Henyo getting a bit of a soft counter here, especially with the pickup of the Oblivion Orb in this early game here for the Vex. Able to deny a lot of that healing, and the ult help with the Demonic Ascension does slow down the Swain's damage. As we see, the Dark Binding's going to connect. The ulti's going to be used, but Dove's taking so much damage. Dove's going to fall to Goose. The Moomin lands. The Ghost of Sandlone picks up one. Swain does not have the ulti. Really waiting on this double bandage toss and the double kill for the Swain. As she goes, does pull Cutie Cat under tower, tank the tower shot, but that random, the first part of the Frozen Heart has been built there by Cutie Cat. Going to be a bit of a nightmare for Shacosis to deal with once again. If I've drunk played Seraphine game 1, I'm rooting for Eclipse. There's a bit of a tough one for Mr. Gromster here. As still only about 600 gold lead for Oryx now, as they Swain was able to pick up that nice double. Going to put Henyo in a really nice spot. While Shacosis is just going to keep farming, but it's going to keep having a hard time against this Malphite, who is going to be building that Frozen Heart. The Warden's Mail, not a very fun item to deal with, especially as an AD champion. As we see, Rocker will fall behind the Jinx now. Does have the Berserkers, the Kai'Sa still yet to pick those up. But does have gold in pocket to reset there. We'll be able to pick up those boots soon enough. But Cutie Cat just biding her time, not really having too much of an issue, just sitting up there farming. Dark Binding will connect big damage onto this Jinx here. Almost half health already with the Dark Binding plus the W combo. This Goose does have the ulti, does have the stage 6 load shedding. As Yaya is going to be going, Henyo's going to be going in for a fight here onto Yaya, but not going to be enough, as Henyo will just have to back off. Does respect the Vex this time. Not going to go under tower. Ulti coming out from Nocturne. They know the Swain has no ulti, so they are going to go for a Malphite. Does have, but does not connect. As the movement is going to be there, but it's not going to be able to do anything as Yaya takes down Henyo. Vex going to go in. Oh, does connect. Blue takes down one, and it's going to take down. Oh, it's not. Goose walks out alive as that long-range banish toss connects from Blue. Takes a one down, but is 2 kills going over to Eclipse. And looking real good this game so far. The Nocturne being a very, very powerful pick here. As Razy going to be stuck getting poked on under tower. Really, really huge play here. While Witchy and Razy going to sit under the tower. Rocker and Dove are biding their time. Pickaxe picked up for Rocker. We'll have that little bit of extra damage output. And Henyo did not go for the Liandry's, decided to rather go for the black fire torch. Hope Frostbite gets fisted respectfully. It's like with permission. It's like I hope you get fucked with respectfully. Oh, and the binding connects. Guys are gonna do a lot of damage. Oh, and the shutdown. Big damage there as Rocker's gonna kite this out. Does get deny the Leona ulti with the help of the black shield. Cutesy Cat does get hit by the ulti from Urgot, and that is a bye-bye Cutesy Cat as Shacosis takes down the mountain. And that is the Frozen Heart. Now Peter Blue really wants to go for these kills here. Blue throws the toss a bit wide. Rocker is there. Mumu does not have the ult, but will use it. And that is going to be Rocker picking up the kill along with Morgana picking up one of their own. Was looking so good for Eclipse, but now with the dives here from Oryx are going to have a little bit more control on that ball and have skyrocketed to a 4,000 gold lead. As we still see that big CS lead in the mid lane as well as in the bot lane. Plenty of farm to go around and plenty of extra gold into Oryx's pockets. As Swain tactically is not running the TP, is going to be running that ghost, the combat summoner rather. The TP not going to be super useful in this lane, really just wants to keep farming. We'll be able to push quite easily with the black fire torch. So not going to face too many problems. As now Drake has been already taken. We are going to see the Cloud Drake in the next minute or so. Well, Henyo is looking for picks. The Dove is going to be alongside him. We're looking for these last bit of items. As we see Leandry's picked up for the Morgana. So we've got two of the burns. One on the Leon, one on the Morgana, one on the Swain. As Dove is desperately looking for that one Q. Does not find anyone, but does find a bit of burn onto Witchy with the Tomato Soil. As Kaisa gets hit by the ulti, by the Nocturne, but will have to burn that flash. As the ulti is getting dodged, but Leona goes for the gauge, will hit Dove, but Lightnight's coming out of Rocker. Mumu does go in for the battery charge, takes the Witcher, is going to have to flash away. Crazy is also going to be low, very low health bars. Malphite does not connect the ulti once again, but now it's going to hit by the root. Mumu takes down the Leona, and Urgot closes it down by taking down the Rock, the Dwayne Rock Malphite Johnson. As now Henyo wants to go for a fight onto Yao Yao, but now Oryx take control of the mid lane, take down the top lane as well as the Leona. Kaisa hits that W onto Razy. We'll use that Killer Instinct to pick up one more. 2 for 4 on this Kaisa. At 17 minutes, Oryx are looking to push into that tier 2 towers on all 3 sides of the map. As we see Henyo once again with the signature 2 vision score at 17 minutes. We know he's not much of a vision man, so we are just going to have to wait and see what is available. But now we see Urgot's going to get spotted by the Nocturne. Does have the Stride Breaker and is quite a valuable asset, but Urgot now has the Black Cleaver. Can be very useful against that Malphite, who is going into what is the Sunfire Aegis. We see a catch here as the Dark Binding into the knock-up, into what is the stun here. Witchy going, trying to get in the stun once more, trying to save Goose, but not going to be enough. Witchy's going to take a lot of damage, but so is Shacosis. Going to hit by the Vex. Vex picks up one. Nocturne takes the kill. Shutdown going over to Goose. Bandage shot to get connected with Yaya. He's going to flash away, and Mumu gets the Curse Sandworm onto Cutesy Cat. Vex gets the reset ultimate, but that's a lot of low health bars for Eclipse. Morgana walks out, but Goose a little too low. Vex also dropped a little low there. Cannot really contest this Drake. But Nocturne does want to do it anyway. Is running the Aftershock Nocturne from what we are seeing here. The O in Henyo represents the amount of wards he places per game. That is true. We see it might have looked like a bit of a blunder on Goose and did accidentally take the wrong runes there. Rocket takes down Nocturne, and now the Swain ulti is in full form. Takes down Malphite and the Jinx. This is now 2 items. Swain with the Rylai's as well as the Blackfire Torch. Going to be very useful as the Ghost was utilized perfectly in that team fight. Kaisa just dropping that W, just going to get plenty of lane control. Plenty of vision as Blue is just going to walk up and smack that tower. Does not really give 2 dams. As now Baron is going to be up in the next 40 seconds. We're going to see resets across the board. As now Rocker has got the Ginsu's Rage Blade already. Leona still yet to pick up that first item. Vex hits the ulti, going to connect onto Rocker. Big damage. The claims are there, but it's not going to be enough. Its Killer Instinct is going to be used. And Rocket will pick up that Vex. Very, very close call But still a solid effort coming out from the Vex this time around. NESA goes with this Black Cleaver. Can finally deal with this Malphite. And is just going to be helping themselves to some free jungle camps. As we gotta have some sympathy for Goose is running the aftershock on the Nocturne. Maybe not intentional. Who knows? Not necessarily sure. Must be a bit of a blunder. So, bit of a disadvantage. But Nocturne's one of the champions. Doesn't like the runes you take aren't really a super huge problem for him. He can run pretty much almost anything to a basic extent. As we see, Baron is going to be absolutely shredded, taken down. No problems here. As there's going to be Oryx picking up the Baron. While Eclipse are just going to be holding their own in their own jungle. Goose wants to help themselves the red buff, but Blue says no. Blue wants to try and get this red, as Dove is going to be helping clear some vision, maintain some control, and really just wants to make sure that they steal away this red buff from Goose. Not going to be able to secure that, as that's just going to be red for everyone. As Swain does get the slow onto Goose. Does get the refresh slow with the help of the Rylai's and the Q. Misiko's still going to be bot lane, dealing with Cutesy Cat, who has been a bit of a menace, especially with these cheese wheels. Big damage. But Blue is going to strike out, but Oryx, they do get connect the ulti. Vex tries to take down the Kai'Sa, but still not going to be enough. Nocturne goes for the ulti, but the killer instinct very well used there by the Kai'Sa. Able to survive through all that CC, taking down the Nocturne and taking down the Vex. 2 members down, 3 pushing lanes. Baroned up minions. This is Oryx looking like things very clear. Oh, Rocket just not surviving, but Leona gets the ulti, gets the kill. The Solar Flare takes down the Kai'Sa, but will pay the price with their life as Blue takes down Leona. Razy can look for a fight here. Swain does have the ultimate. Could look for the turnaround, but Shaco's will just be smacking away at this tower, as we know the Urgot's W is broken on the inhibitors, so he does face the wrong direction. Cutesy Cat does have the ulti, so we could possibly see an engage here, but Nocturne not going to be able to go for that chase. As these empowered minions are proving a little bit of an issue. As Baron taken, Drake is going to be up in only about a minute 20. As you see some more items coming out. Hullbreaker for the Urgot. We have got the Mumu with the Zeke's Convergence, as well as the Abyssal Mask. Going to be very, very useful in the team fights with that big ultimate. Going to restrain that magic resist. Going to allow more damage to come out of Henio and Dove. Who is now, there's a 3-item Kai'Sa with the Terminus as well. Henio really wants to try and catch the Jinx out, because that is a big portion of the team's damage. Nocturne can close it out, can look for that backline access, but really needs to be able to pick that choice correctly, as Kai'Sa has plenty of mobility. Morgana in a little bit of a tough situation, does use the ulti. Goes Zonya's not able to get the stun there. As Yao takes the one, but 3 matters them of Nocturne gets on their backline, but it's not going to be enough, as that is going to be the flash from Goose. Kai'Sa gonna use that killer instinct. Take down 1. That's a double. That's a triple kill for Rocker. Looks like they are going to continue that chase. Ghost is going to be used by the Sway. They are going to try and continue this. It's going to get that pullback. Rocker doing so much damage. Amumu going to be kind enough. Rocker picks up 4. 4 kills. That is possible penta material. Razy is the last one alive. And Rocker could be out for blood here for this possible penta kill here. They are going to go for Razy. Razy's going to be slowed down. Rocket's going to be going for the auto attack. They're going to be flashed away from Razy. Sway and the pullback and the ace. And the unofficial penta for 1 Rocker. Towers are falling. 4 members are up. Henio goes into Demonic Ascension, doing so much damage, healing so much. Vex trying to hop in that back line, but Amumu takes down Goose. Henio will take down the Nocturne. And that is game 2 and the series going over to Oryx Frostbite. That was a lot of words, and I was saying half of them very incorrectly. So, that is just me. But GG, well played, over to everybody. Whew, what a game. What an absolute mad game coming out there. Eclipse looking very, very strong in that early game. Were able to really dominate and get that lane control in that bot lane for the Jinx, who was leading the charge with that damage. But the Kai'Sa was allowed to just push through without picking up was 1 or 2 crucial kills, those crucial shutdowns, which has led to Rocket absolutely dominating with 29,000 damage and an unofficial penta to boot. As we will be handing out the points now we'll be handing out. What seemed everyone was to what has been was a close game in the beginning, just ended up going straight to Oryx with the help of that extra bit of scaling. They played it very slowly, as Swain also did not have the greatest laning phase. Vex was very dominant, especially with that early pickup of the Oblivion Orb, was able to put Swain in their place for that little while. But as the game went on, Vex really desperately tried to take down that Kai'Sa. But as you know, Kai'Sa, probably one of the most overloaded ADCs in the ball lane, has multiple dashes and escapes and range and all those nice and lovely things that all ADCs absolutely dream of. But GG, well played over to everybody who played. Very thanks to everyone who came to watch. Hope you all had an absolutely superb evening. And I will be seeing you for the next streams coming up this week. I will be putting it out more on my social media and taking some of the streams throughout the week. I'm not going to take as many, but I will be trying my best to keep up with them. But well played to everybody, and I'll see you all in the future. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.